This video will explain some aspects of the bonus projects. Looking again, stop and read this. Reminder, bonus projects are an option made available to earn extra credit. They are not required. There's one exception to this though, but each project has a maximum value of 5 points. A student may earn 20 bonus points total. Total of 20 points, bonus points can be earned. But note, the orientation test is required as discussed in other modules. It's to be required. It must be submitted within a deadline, a specific period of time, or the student will be excluded from this class. So make sure you do submit the orientation test. And the other bonus projects are truly bonus projects. Now keep in mind, the orientation test, you do earn bonus points for that, but it's a required test. It's my method of taking attendance, required by state law as such. Submitting a project, it is your responsibility to make sure that the project is actually received by me. So make sure that you address it properly, or you drop it off yourself to my office, whichever method of it you want to submit. That's fine with me, but it's your responsibility to make sure that I actually did receive it. Okay. When you submit a project, allow at least 1 week after you submit it. Allow at least 1 week for it to be graded, received, graded, and points recorded in the grade book. So if you mailed it today, don't call me tomorrow and ask me if I received it. No, allow about a week. And after 1 week, if you don't see the points posted in the grade book by your name, then contact me then. I'll be glad to talk with you, and more than likely by that time it would have been received and in my office. For holidays, of course, allow extra days. Banks or post offices are closed and certain businesses don't operate, so for holidays, take that in consideration. The orientation test. The orientation test, as I've already said before, is a required test, although you do earn bonus points for submitting it. So that's another incentive, hopefully, for you to submit the orientation test. And the other one, of course, is the fact that you will be excluded from the program if you do not submit that test. But again, it's the total value is 5 points if you submit it. There's a time test. It's a timed test, 45 minutes. But yeah, that's plenty of time. There's only 5 questions, and they pertain back to modules that you should have already read and understood. So it's not a difficult test. And again, 45 minutes to take and answer those 5 very simple questions. Okay. The SLO test. The SLO test stands for Student Learning Outcome. This is required by the state of California. All colleges, universities must have the students to take a SLO test, and this is for extra credit as well. So you get 5 bonus points for submitting that correctly. There's only 4 questions, very simple questions. As a matter of fact, the answer is provided either in the question, or the question tells you which page number in the textbook to go and find the correct answer. So very simple test, not difficult at all. You have 10 minutes to take and submit those 4 questions. And the way you do that, very much like with the orientation test, you go into the upper left hand corner of the home page where the main menu is listed, and you'll click on Assignments Test Survey. Click on that link, and it'll take you to to the location where the tests are, and then you click on the appropriate test, whether it be the orientation test or you click on the SLO test. The student introduction. The student introduction is a wonderful project. You earn extra credit, 5 points. This is where you provide a very brief bio and history of who you are and experiences and travels. Basically, whatever you like to put in there as such. Be aware, though, there's one big problem. It's with the photograph. Some students do not submit a photograph, and a photograph is required. You must submit a photograph with this submission. And the other thing is, often the students do not read the instructions on how to properly submit that photograph. So make sure you submit the photograph correctly. Make sure there is a photograph that you do submit. If you submit it incorrectly or there's no photograph, that project will be deleted, and no points earned for that project. So make sure you do it correctly, okay? And read the instructions on how to submit the photograph. Now the next one is the last project is the bonus health project. In this one, you can only submit one, but you have a choice of 11 different projects, 11 different projects that you have a choice of. Let me just kind of give you a reminder on here. Again, only one health project listed below can be submitted. Okay, just this list that we're going to discuss. Only one of those. All the other bonus projects, the SLO, the orientation test, and the student bio, yes, you can submit those as well. But in this category, you get to choose one out of 11 choices, and you submit one of those for extra credit if you wish, not required. Just keep in mind that the project you submit must have been started, commenced, and completed during this current semester. And the reason I say that is this. Some students perhaps have already gotten their CPR or first aid certification, but that was a year ago, a year and a half ago, longer. Or they got it just before the semester began. I'm sorry, but I cannot give you credit for that. I can only give you credit for projects that were started and finished, completed during this semester. Also, the project must have been completed. For example, what I mean there is this: maybe you went to donate blood, but for some reason the organization would not allow you to donate blood. I'm sorry, but that project was not completed. I appreciate you went and attempted, but the project has to be completed in order for it to be acceptable. Here are the list. Again, you choose only one. Choose only one of these, and because I have different classes, different courses, and different projects available, so you must choose from this list here that's assigned to your class. Other classes may have different projects, so make sure you know what the list comprised of here that you can submit a project. Blood donation, you can go to any location that which you can donate the blood. All organizations, agencies must follow the rules and regulations of the American Red Cross. So you go to any place you wish to donate blood. I do have in the textbook locations there on these pages where you might go and consider, or an 800 number that you can call as well. You must attach a copy of the American Red Cross donation form that was given to you, so to prove that obviously that you did donate blood. The bone registry. No, you do not have to go on bone marrow registry. You do not have to go and donate bone marrow. It's just a matter of registering for the bone marrow registry. They will do a cheek test. So what they do is take a swab inside your cheek, and that's sufficient for them to do a matching bone marrow registry qualification as such. And again, the textbook I have, you see locations and places you might go. Again, you do not have to donate bone marrow to get the credit. It's the bone marrow registry, simply signing up and getting your name on the national registry. CPR training certification, I've already mentioned that. You must have started and completed the CPR training during this current semester. I can't give you credit for something you did outside of this course before the semester began. DVD program, if you have a DVD that relates to health, or you come across some DVD program that relates to health, you're free to submit it. You're welcome to submit it. Be sure that it's only between 20 and 60 minutes long at the maximum. Remove, edit all commercials. Do not have the commercials in there, because if I want to show it to the class, we don't want to sit there and have to watch the commercials as well. Make sure it's only a one-topic program, meaning just discussing one topic. For example, do not submit these. Various emergency room procedures. No. Don't submit a DVD on various accidents. Don't submit a DVD in which individuals or a group is having a discussion. Too boring. We're not going to sit through that in the classroom. Also, do not submit multiple non-related topics. It must be on the same topic, one topic that you submit. And again, 20 to 60 minutes long. Take out, remove any commercials as such. Okay. The first aid certification, I've already mentioned that. Again, I can only give you credit if you started and completed and passed the certification during this current semester. The fitness test, a model test, which you can do at home. That's 6 different tests, fitness tests that you administer to yourself. They're on these pages that you see here. For the female, there are instructions, and for the male, on these pages, instructions. And there are photographs. There are photographs to show you how to do the test, and also you must submit some photographs, and the instructions in the book tell you exactly which photographs you must submit, taken of you while you were performing, administering the test to yourself. So make sure you do read the instructions very carefully, and the photographs must show you doing the test exactly the way they were shown and described in the textbook. Health articles. If you come across a article on health in a magazine or a newspaper, you're welcome to submit it, but you must submit at least three different health articles from a newspaper or magazine. Again, they should be at least a minimum of 1 page in length, meaning 8.5 by 11 inches. That's a regular size typing paper as such, right? And not a newspaper or magazine, but regular size typing page 8.5 by 11. Also submit them in preferable in a 9 by 12 envelope as far as any of the projects as such. Okay, but again, you must submit three of these articles in order to qualify this project to be accepted. Again, on page 235, you can see the type of articles that are accepted and as such. Okay, now medical exam and STDs. You don't have to do both. One or the other will be fine. But if you go to a doctor, have a medical exam, that's fine. If you go maybe to some clinic, hospital, doctor's office to have STDs, that's fine. You don't have to do both, just one. Okay, and again, in the textbook, I provide the pages which the form you'll need in order to submit this project. Nutrition diary. This is a great one. A little tricky though. You gotta read the instructions and really understand it. It's a little tricky. But if you have any questions, you're welcome to call me or email me, and I'll see if I can assist you. So be very careful. What you basically do is for 5 days, I believe it is, you record everything you consume, everything you eat and drink, and then you go and find the calories, to calculate the number of calories for each item, not only the total calories but also the type of calories. How many carbohydrate calories for each item, protein calories for each item, fat calories for each item. Okay, so be careful and read the instructions very carefully for that. The videotape. If you have a videotape, or if you come across a program on TV, you want a videotape, or you already have a videotape on related to health, you may submit it. It's very similar requirements as for the DVD above that we've already discussed. That's again 20 to 60 minutes in length. Remove all the commercials. It must be a one-topic program. And the last one is volunteering. If you'd like to volunteer to a health-related agency, that'd be a wonderful humanitarian thing that you're doing. If you're already volunteering someplace, that's fine. Continue to volunteer and earn the extra credit. If you like to volunteer, go right ahead. If you're not sure, you like to volunteer but don't know of a place, look on page 200. Beginning on page 200 in the textbook, there are resources there that might get your thinking cap going and may give you an idea of an agency or a type of agency you might like to volunteer with. Okay, I didn't put those on page 200 or beginning on 200. I did not put those resources in there for the purpose of volunteering, but you might use it to see if something catches your eye about a particular agency that you like to perhaps volunteer with. Okay.